Stocks slump as Trump says trade deal with China can wait. New York, AP, U.S. stocks fell sharply in early trading Tuesday after President Donald Trump cast doubt over the potential for a trade deal with China this year and threatened to impose tariffs on French goods. Trump said he has no deadline for a deal and didn't mind waiting until after the election next year to make one. Investors had been hoping for a deal this year, or at least enough progress to stave off new U.S. tariffs on Chinese goods, including smartphones and laptops, scheduled to start December 15. Wall Street is also weighing the potential for an expanded series of trade disputes after a month of relative calm. On Tuesday, Trump proposed tariffs on $2.4 billion in French products in retaliation for attacks on global tech giants including Google, Amazon, and Facebook. That follows a threat Monday to raise tariffs on steel and aluminum from Argentina and Brazil. Technology stocks led the losses. The sector is highly sensitive to twists in the trade dispute because many of the companies rely on China for sales and supply chains. Apple slumped 2.5% and Intel fell 2.4%. Bank stocks also suffered heavy losses as investors headed for the safety of bonds and pushed yields lower. Banks rely on higher bond yields to charge more lucrative interest rates on mortgages and other loans. The yield on the 10-year Treasury fell sharply, to 1.74% from 1.83% late Monday. Bank of America shed 2.3% and Citigroup fell 2.2%. Utilities and real estate companies held up the best as investors shifted money to the safe play sectors. Keeping score, the S&P 500 index fell 1.3% as of 10 a.m. Eastern Time. The Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 393 points, or 1.4%, to 27,388. The Nasdaq fell 1.4%. The Russell 2000 index of smaller company stocks fell 1%. Asian and European markets also fell. Metal marriage, Cleveland-Cliffs plunged 12.7% after the iron ore miner said it will pay $1.1 billion for steelmaker Axe Steel. U.S. steel producers have struggled since the Trump administration put a 25% steel tariff into place last year. Domestic demand has slumped as oil and gas drillers pull back on purchases of steel pipe. The price for hot-rolled steel has slid almost 30% this year. Axe Steel rose 4%. Economic Watch, Wall Street still has a busy week ahead for some key economic gauges following disappointing manufacturing and construction data on Monday. Investors will get a better view of the services sector, which makes up the bulk of the economy, with a November report on Wednesday. Economists expect a very slight drop in growth. Employment data is also on tap this week. On Wednesday, payroll processor ADP will release its latest survey of hiring by private companies. The Labor Department will release its closely watched employment report on Friday. For more on this story, visit the news article link.